Guys, it's Mark from Mind Frontiers. I'm going to discuss something today that people have been talking to me about recently, and that is weight loss. Now, for those that don't know, I was over 18.5 stone. I'm now between 12.5 stone and 13 stone. I range between the differences. And how did I do that? Well, you've got to sort out your emotions, guys. It's not just all about physical activity. If you was to do physical activity for 30 minutes a day, that would help. But some people say, well, I'm going to put that up. I'm not losing the weight I want, so I'm going to put that up and do more exercise. Well, that's actually counterproductive. For the simple fact is that you're more likely, if you up your exercise, to do yourself some damage. So you're likely to pull a hamstring or hurt your bone structure. So it becomes counterproductive because then you'll actually put weight on. What's more important is to obviously eat healthy. So there are different things that you can do. So say, for example, you overeat on chocolate because you're bored, which is a refusal to basically entertain yourself, or you're stressed, or you comfort eat. So they're the biggest issues. Let's sort out one or two. So if you binge eat, or comfort eat as they call it, because you're lonely, sad, depressed, bored, what could be a different alternative to what you're eating now that's more suitable? So say it's a bar of chocolate, or say it's a bag of crisps. Now, I worked with one person, and their issue was eating too many crisps. So what we did, we associated something that they really, 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 really wouldn't do. So, for example, this person that I worked with, they worked in a school and they were a teacher. But working in a school, it's quite often having snotty kids. So we got, on one hand, we had the crisps, and on the other hand, we had snot. So snotty crisps. And we marred crisps, snot, crisps, snot. And we did that until it marred together. And then in the mind's eye, because the brain doesn't know the difference between real or imagined, it became snotty crisps. And in that way, through repetitious behaviour, you can associate something that you really, really don't like to something that you binge eat with. But bearing in mind, the chances are you may not eat that product again. But you have to replace it with something. Because if you just leave a gap, there'll be a void. So what could I eat instead of eating that? And in your mind's eye, you can pretend or imagine that it's something else anyway. So for me, I was eating chocolate. So I substituted chocolate for a carrot or an apple or a piece of fruit. And the other technique I did was that when you're eating your plate, now you go to Weight Watchers and it costs you lots and lots of pennies to tell you things like, well, put it on a smaller plate. And it's all about portion control. Well, it's all about eating healthy, but yes, portion control is important. But put it on a plate, a smaller plate, and then look at your dinner or your sandwich or whatever it may be, and portion off a very small bit of your dinner. So if you're having a roast dinner, for example, and you've got 3 roast potatoes, we'll put your 3 roast potatoes on there, but then consciously move 1 roast potato to the side. And when you start to do that, you start to train your brain to think differently about your food. I was always brought up, you got to finish what's on your plate. Well, that's wrong, guys, because that sets us up for basically becoming obese and fat and then heart disease, kidney disease, all that sort of things. So look at your portion controls and go, well, if I eat all this dinner and I keep eating what I'm eating, where will that take me? Where will that take me in 3 months' time? Where will that take me in 6 months' time? Build up a really powerful negative image of what it will be like for you and your body and your family and your friends as you put weight on because you keep eating what you're eating. And then build up a picture of where you want to be. So what steps do I need? So I need to lose, I want to lose 4 stone, but that's too big. Break it down into small steps. So I'm going to lose £2 this week, £2 next week. So how am I going to do that? Build up your picture. How am I going to lose that £2 this week? Well, let's start off by portion control and conscious control of my food. So I eat smaller, and you'll find that weight will start to come off. And if you can do the other technique where it stops you binge eating, you're beginning to take control of your emotions. The biggest thing on weight loss is emotional control. Because if you've got a positive attitude, you'll lose weight. If you go, but I can't do this and I can't do that, you won't succeed because you're setting yourself up for failure. So change what you think, how you're thinking. Set yourself up with a positive attitude. Look at some goals and do some portion controls and mind control on your food, and you'll start to lose weight. I hope you find this video useful, guys. Please like and share my Facebook page. Visit me at markglentonNLP.com. Any comments, feedback, that would be greatly appreciated. Anything you want me to discuss, that would be greatly appreciated. Thank you very much, guys. See you tomorrow.